Hello Year 3 and welcome back to Guided Reading. Today we are going to be doing our inference questions, and again the focus here is not having the answers literally in the text for us, but having to think about what we've read so far, maybe predict what the characters might do next, or perhaps what they're feeling. So it's really getting that deeper understanding of the text. But first, what we're going to do is go through our vocabulary. So as yesterday, I have got my pictures. Can you identify what the word is and what is its meaning? So I'll give you 3 seconds on 3, 1, 2, and 3. Good. The word is clutching. And again, 5 seconds to say out loud what you think the word means. Are there any other words that mean the same thing? That would be useful as well. Good, and it means to hold or to grasp something tightly. And yesterday I gave you the example of a child clutching a teddy bear close to their chest if they were feeling nervous. You might also have a clutch bag, which is a type of bag that you just clutch in your hand. It doesn't have a handle. Okay, so I mix these up a little bit. Next word is on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Good, we have vehicles. Now remember, vehicles with an S on the end is plural. If you are talking about one vehicle, meaning one type of transport, it doesn't have the S on the end. And again, if you can give me some examples out loud of different types of vehicles and what they do, I'll give you 5 seconds for that. Great, so it means something used to transport or move goods or people. So it doesn't have to be a car or a bicycle. It could be a wheelbarrow. A wheelbarrow is used to transport goods. Next one up, we have got this very unpleasant fella looking here. On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Good, and the word is shove. And again, if you can give yourself a few seconds to say out loud what the word means and any other words that might mean the same thing. Good, and as in the picture there, it means to push something in a rough manner, but also it could mean to shove things into a bag. Remember I said if you're doing something in quite a hurried, careless manner, you might say you have shoved. Okay, and next one, we've got this very sweet looking puppy here. On the count of 3, what is he doing? 1, 2, 3. Good. The word is gaze. To gaze, it's a verb. And can you remember what it means? How is it different from words such as peek or spied or peered? Good. Hopefully you have said it means to look at something for a while, so not for a short period of time, intently, meaning with a lot of concentration, and steadily, meaning you don't break eye contact. Next word we have got is this lady, and what expression is she wearing on her face? On the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. Good, she is wearing a look of disgust, and disgust means to have strong disapproval of something, especially if it is nasty. So you could express disgust at a smell or a type of food or just something very unpleasant. And then we have got this person here, and you might describe him acting in what kind of manner? Remember, this is an adverb of manner, ends with an ly. 1, 2, and 3. Good, and the word is cunningly, which means in a clever or sneaky manner. So if somebody's got a dastardly plan, you might describe them as acting cunningly. Okay, so for your vocabulary starter, you have got some sentence starters there, and you need to match them to their correct ending. So what I would do is read the first one and see whether it matches up with any of the ones on the right. Once you're ready, press pause now, and then I am going to go through the answers with you. So pause now and press play when you are ready to go. Okay, so here are my answers. So you can either pause the video and check, or you can listen to me read them out. So we've got the boy shoved past the group of children on the playground. The old man clutched onto his supportive wife as they crossed the road. The woman wrinkled her nose in disgust as it should be at the smell of garbage. Oh no, it should be as the smell of garbage reached her nose. I like the idea of wrinkling her nose. That's a show don't tell. The vehicle's driver was thankfully Left unharmed in the crash, the beautiful puppy gazed lovingly into its owner's eyes, and the cunning cat waited until its owners were out to take the fish from the kitchen. So again, if you're finding those vocabulary words slightly tricky to remember, go back, rewind a little bit, and we can go through them again together. So now what we are going to do is read through our text together. So I'm just going to switch over my camera so you can see the text with me. Okay, so we are reading Bill's New Frock from page 30, so with me. Where's that then? Asked Bill. Where's the girls' bit? Where are the girls supposed to play? I don't know, Martin answered irritably. We've got a nice adverb of manner there. Anywhere, just somewhere we're not already playing football. But you're playing football all over every single bit of the playground. Martin glanced, another word for look there, glanced up at the clock on the church tower next door to the school. So he's given a quick look there, so he's probably conscious of the time. There were only 2 minutes left before the bell rang, and his team was down by one tiny goal. He spread his hands in desperation. Please give the ball back, he pleaded. What's it worth? For the life of him, Bill Simpson couldn't understand why, if Martin wanted the ball back so badly, he couldn't just step forward and try to prise it away from his chest. So remember I said prise means to grab it and really have to pull and really have to try and get it away from wherever it is. So why do you think Martin doesn't want to do that to Bill? Perhaps it's got something to do with the fact that Bill is no longer looking like Bill in the situation. Then he realised that Martin simply didn't dare. The two of them might end up in a bit of a shoving match and then a real fight. And no one fights someone in a pretty pink frock with fiddly shell buttons. So who are we talking about when we talk about the pretty pink frock with the fiddly shell buttons? So, he said cunningly, so here Bill's got a bit of an idea. I'll tell you what it's worth. It's worth your very last Wumpy Chew. To his astonishment, Martin looked delighted. Done, he said at once, and began digging deep in his trouser pocket. He handed a tiny, wrappered rectangle over to Bill, and there's a Wumpy Chew. There you are, he said. Here it is. Now, give me the football and get off the pitch. How would you describe Martin's attitude here? Bill Simpson looked down. What's this? He asked. It's what you wanted, Martin said. My very last Wumpy Chew. In silence, Bill Simpson handed over the football. Where he'd been clutching it tightly against his chest, there was now an enormous brown smudge. I wonder if you can guess what that brown smudge might be. In silence, Bill Simpson turned and walked away. If all the girls had not been standing around the edges of the playground watching him, he would have cried. I wonder if you can tell me why Bill feels like crying in this situation. Pink, pink, nothing but pink. After break, it was art. Everyone helped to unfold the large plastic sheets and lay them over the tabletops and spread old newspapers over them. Then Mrs. Collins sent Layla into the dark cupboard at the back of the classroom to see what was left in the art supplies box. Are there any coloured chalks left? No, they're all gone. Pastels then. They're still too damp to use after the roof leak. What about clay? It's all dried up. Oh, there must be crayons. Every class has crayons. The infants came and borrowed ours last week and haven't brought them back yet. Right then, it'll just have to be paint, as usual. So, Layla dragged the heavy cardboard box full of paint tubs out of the cupboard, and everyone crowded round to choose their colours. I wonder if you can remember we had a word last week that you could use for dragged the heavy. I wonder if you can remember what the word is. Here's a pink. What's that one? Pink. More pink. Pink. I found some blue. No, I haven't. It's empty. I thought I found some green, but it's dried up. There's no white. There's never any white. We haven't had white for years and years. That's probably a bit of an exaggeration, but who knows? There's some pink here, and this one's pink. Pink, pink, nothing but pink. Everyone stood up, disappointed. Kirsty voiced everyone's disgust. What can you do with pink? She demanded. You can't paint pink dogs or pink cats or pink cows or pink grass or pink space vehicles or pink trees or pink battlefields, can you? If you can only find one colour, it's difficult enough. But if you've only got pink, it's practically impossible. What is there in the world that's all pink? Yes, what's all pink? Everyone gazed, so remember they're looking quite intently and for a while around the room, looking for something that was all pink so they could paint it. Some of them stared at the pictures and posters pinned on the classroom walls, so stared is a good alternative for gazed. Others gazed out of the window across the playground to the street and the shops. One or two of them glanced a very quick look at one another. And Kirsty looked at Bill. No, Bill said, no, not me, absolutely not, you can't. Now everyone turned to look at Bill. No, Bill insisted, I am not all pink. Now Mrs. Collins, too, was inspecting Bill closely. So now I am going to show you how to answer your inference questions. So, which word tells us that Bill wanted to play a trick on Martin? So I have to skim for the relevant keywords in that question. So I'm looking for Bill, but also something about a trick on Martin. So he said cunningly. Now I know cunningly means to do something in quite a sneaky way. So maybe that's got something to do with tricks. I'm going to carry on reading. I'll tell you what it's worth. It's worth your very last 1p chew. Okay, so I am going to go for the word cunningly because that tells me he wants to play a trick on Martin. So I found my phrase or my sentence that proves the statement, my word cunningly, and that definitely matches the answer, matches the question because I wanted to find a word that meant the same as trick. Okay, so next example I have got. Why do you think that Martin was delighted to hand over the 1p chew? So I've got my page here and again skimming for the relevant word. So this time I'm looking for something to do with Martin and to show that he is happy. So why was he happy to hand over the 1p chew? So now I'm going to skim through this text and see, okay, so there's a bit there. Martin looked delighted. So I'm going to carry on reading and find my sentence that proves this answer. Done, he said at once, and began digging deep in his trouser pocket. He handed a tiny rapid rectangle over to Bill. So why do you think Martin was delighted to hand over the 1p chew? Probably because now we realise that the 1p chew is just a very small sweet, so perhaps it wasn't really worth that much to Martin in the first place. So my answer to why do you think that Martin was delighted to hand over the 1p chew is Martin didn't really think the 1p chew was worth anything. So to give it to Bill wasn't a big problem. So what I would like you to do now is go through your questions, remembering to highlight any keywords that might help you find the answer in the text, but it won't be there literally for you. You have to do a little bit of thinking. So good luck and I will see you tomorrow.